Well, Rise and Grind DMV, happy Saturday. We are waking up to plenty of sunshine across the region, but we are going to be tracking showers and storms heading into the weekend. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast up next.
This morning on DC News Now, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a free man for now after being released from a Tennessee jail. This comes after he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador back in March. The National Guard will soon be armed. What's behind the change and how it could impact communities in the district. And it's back to reality for kids in the DMV. School is back in session. A local pediatrician has some advice to help your kids get off to a great start.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Haley Mylon, 7 o'clock your time. Let's take a live look outside right now, see how everything's looking. That is the flooding in Annapolis that you're seeing there. Is that a car there? You could,
yeah,
the
it's
wheels
actually
are,
the parking lot, Dock Street area.
That's Dock Street. Okay, yeah. Okay. So those folks creeping through, what would you tell them right now?
I would tell them do not drive in that flooded water. I mean, you can kind of see the boat and then the water just went over the dock. Yeah, you need the boat in the parking lots.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So a lot of the Mid-Atlantic, the East Coast, saw kind of the impacts, the detriment of Hurricane Erin.
Yeah, and you know, even though Erin is well off to the north, has now weakened to a post-tropical cyclone, we're still holding on to those flooding alerts as we head into the day today. So if you are heading to Annapolis, especially along Dock Street, keep that in mind. They are actually under a coastal flood warning at this hour, and that's because of high tide. High tide finally came in. That was at 6:15 this morning. So that pushed some of that water on shore. Then closer to the district, the lighter green color you're seeing on this map is a coastal flood advisory, and that's also in place throughout this weekend. So being along the coast, along the waters, just be mindful of that. We still have those coastal flood alerts off towards Delaware, as well as parts of the eastern shore, even all the way up into New Jersey, as well as the Philadelphia region. So again, if you are going to be out and about closer to the shoreline, those sensitive areas, just be mindful of that. Satellite and radar are showing you at least we are dry, all thanks to our good friend high pressure just hanging east of us. This will continue to push offshore later on today. We are going to be starting your Saturday off with mostly sunny skies, but we'll start to see a few clouds begin to roll their way in and ending out the weekend, Haley. We are going to be tracking those scattered showers and storms. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast up next.
Thank you, Brittany. A wrongly deported Maryland father is on his way back home for now. Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been released from a Tennessee jail and was reunited with his family in Prince George's County. Here he is walking out of jail yesterday afternoon wearing that white button-down shirt. He's surrounded by people. He'll be under home detention in Maryland while he awaits trial for human smuggling charges in Tennessee. Now, his attorneys call the charges vindictive prosecution.
We have not heard from Abrego Garcia's family, though we have heard from his attorney as well as his supporters. He was released today by a judge into his brother's custody, but there is still a long road ahead of him because he may be deported. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is now under home confinement after being released Friday afternoon into his brother's custody.
It's been 160 days of pure advocacy, and finally Kilmar Abrego Garcia gets to hug and kiss his 3 little kids.
Josie Sapunar with CASA has been one of many voices calling for his release since he was wrongfully deported to his native El Salvador in March. Since being brought back in June, the Trump administration has accused him of being an MS-13 member, and he's pleaded not guilty to human smuggling stemming from a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee.
There's a lot of joy and celebration, understanding it's a bittersweet moment because the threat of deportation still looms well ahead.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem lashed out at what she calls activist liberal judges, saying, quote, "By ordering this monster loose on America's streets, this judge has shown a complete disregard for the safety of the American people. The Trump administration plans to deport him to a third-party country."
A tragedy considering this error came from the Trump administration, and Kilmar deserves to be home.
Abrego Garcia's lawyer says he's united with his loving family for the first time since March, saying while his release brings some relief, we all know that he is far from safe and that a measure of justice has been done, but the government must stop pursuing actions that would once again separate this family. The judge today ordered that if ICE does take him into custody, Abrego Garcia must have access to his attorneys both in person and over the phone so he can prepare for his trial coming up. In Beltsville, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you for that reporting. The Tennessee judge says that he should have access to his attorney should he be taken into ICE custody once again so that he can prepare for the trial in that case. And we're going to continue our coverage of Abrego Garcia's release on air and online. Find all the updates on DCNewsNow.com. Just type in Kilmar in the search tab. In the district, continuing coverage of the crime crackdown in D.C. President Trump federalizing the D.C. police force 12 days ago, bringing in federal agents and activating the D.C. National Guard. The administration says nearly 2,000 officers and troops have driven down violent crime and have led to 700 arrests. While there have been virtually no details on those arrests, D.C. police are reporting there have been no murders since August 13th, which is a significant stretch. President Trump is taking credit for that. The president seizing the moment and saying D.C. is safe under his actions. We dug into the numbers a little bit ourselves, examining D.C. police data. Excluding this past week, we found 2 periods this year when more than a week went by without a homicide. That happened for 16 days from February 25th through March 12th and for 8 days between May 4th and 11th. There have been 5 times the district went 6 days without a murder.
Mayor Bowser better get her act straight or she won't be mayor very long because we'll take it over with the federal government running like it's supposed to be run.
President Trump with sharp words for the D.C. Mayor, Muriel Bowser, this coming as his administration is on day 12 of the takeover of the D.C. Police Department. And the threats come as nearly 2,000 National Guard troops deployed to D.C. and they could soon be armed. The Secretary of Defense has authorized the Guards to carry service weapons. Our Marielle Carbone has more on what the community is saying about possibly seeing a more militarized force on the city streets.
We don't have many details just yet. A defense official telling us that the order was authorized, but the Joint Task Force says as of right now, they are not changing their armed posture. Still, the news getting mixed reaction from Metro riders today.
It's just invoking fear in the people.
For retired Air Force member Nanetta Hall, seeing National Guard members patrolling D.C. makes her feel uneasy.
National Guard is supposed to be used for national emergencies. We need to put our resources better towards where they're needed.
The notion those Guard members could soon be armed.
That terrifies me, first of all, as a black woman in the climate that we live in. Again, it just invokes fear in the people. It's not making us safer.
Roughly 2,000 National Guard members from multiple states are now deployed in D.C. patrolling metro stops, federal buildings, and spaces.
We brought in the D.C. National Guard.
It's all part of President Trump's crime crackdown.
Then the big question is, how long do we stay?
Friday, a defense official saying, at the direction of the Secretary of Defense, Joint Task Force D.C. members supporting the mission to lower the crime rate in our nation's capital will soon be on mission with their service-issued weapons, consistent with their mission and training. At this point, a spokesperson for the Joint Task Force says their arming posture has not changed, meaning they won't be armed yet.
It doesn't raise concern or anything. They're just doing their job.
It doesn't really change how I feel about them. I think that when I see guards like that, I already assume that they are armed.
Reaction mixed from D.C. residents and visitors.
No, usually when I come down here, I feel pretty safe. I mean, I've heard on the news that they are patrolling more. Would it have changed my trip? No.
And exactly what this could look like, who will carry, when and where is still unclear. We did reach out to the mayor's office about this, but at this point, they're not commenting. Reporting from Metro Center, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you so much. And President Trump is now threatening Chicago, saying it could be the next target of his federal takeover, targeting crime, people experiencing homelessness, and immigration. He says Chicago could receive similar treatment as D.C. as well as New York. Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson says his office hasn't received any formal information from the Trump administration, but he says his office has grave concerns about the impact of any unlawful deployments of National Guard troops. Again, follow our continuing coverage of the D.C. takeover of federal law enforcement and what families can expect, plus a breakdown of all those crime stats over on DCNewsNow.com. Just click on the D.C. takeover tab. And developing now, Howard University's president, Ben Vinson III, is stepping down from his role. Vinson has led the university since September of 2023. No reason given for his departure. Meantime, President Emeritus Dr. Wayne Frederick will serve as acting president. He served prior to Vinson's appointment. Vinson's last day is August 31st. And happening today, the Loudoun County Animal Services will host a Clear the Shelter fee-waived pet adoption event this year, marking the 11th anniversary of NBC Universal's Local Pet Initiative. It's helped more than 1 million pets find new homes, and to celebrate, they will waive adoption fees for all available pets, including cats, kittens, dogs, rabbits, small pets, and even livestock. The event will take place at the Loudoun County Animal Shelter from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. And Montgomery County Public Schools will host its Back to School fair at Westfield Wheaton Mall today from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's free, and it's going to feature family-friendly events like entertainment and information and resources from departments within the school system. MCPS will have free transportation from 5 high schools to the event. And if you haven't made it out to DC Restaurant Week yet, you've got more time. Organizers say that they've extended the event through the end of August. More than 120 restaurants have opted to extend their menu deals. You can get multi-course brunch and lunch selections between $25 and $35. Now, Brittany, I've been wanting to say this. I'm old enough to remember when you could eat for like $15 in the district.
Yeah, I remember those days too. What happened to them?
The good old days, the days of yore. But you know what? The food is so good that it's like, take my money.
Exactly. And you know what? I will say the weather today, not going to be bad, especially if you want to have lunch today outside. Back off to the north and west this afternoon. We do have a slight chance of seeing a few isolated showers and storms begin to pop up. But closer to the district, we're going to be holding on to mostly dry conditions. A mixture of sun and clouds expected through the rest of the day today. Temperatures by 11 a.m. expected to warm up into the upper 70s, so not bad. Then as we head through that 2 o'clock hour, could start to feel a little bit muggy across the region, but notice those highs today getting back into the mid 80s. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of this forecast, Haley, coming up.